An update of the garden. So the flowers are still in bloom, they're looking quite good. They're the best we've actually had because I have been deheading them. So these ones here, the bedding plants and the leeks. As you can see, the leeks are going to seed, as are the lettuces as well. Down here, the basil has come to nothing this year really. I have deheaded it with regards to the flowers in the hope that it will actually spread and come to something. Moving over this way, we have a few dwarf beans that we had on here. The mint, again, no such luck this year. So that's as it is. The chives, they're going to seed, so we'll save those seeds for next year. There are some bean plants that we've got here which are yet to produce beans, but they were late starters and they will produce something hopefully. The leeks are doing really well, as is the thyme in the corner. Then we have the flowers and a few peppers. So the pepper plants over here are just starting to produce peppers. Hopefully you can see that one there. They're sweet peppers. Within the greenhouse, the tomatoes are gradually turning red. We have some romaine tomatoes and also some cherry tomatoes and round tomatoes. In the corner we've got the rhubarb, which we don't know whether we're going to keep or not. So moving down here, we have some little tiny peppers which are here. So we have some chili peppers which are here. There we go, if you can see that one in the corner. I have actually taken some of these off of there and I've dried them in the dehydrator. So they are going to make some lovely crushed chilies for when we add to soups and stews and other things. Those flowers need deheading. As you can see, it is as it is, very much as it was before. The tomatoes in the hanging baskets, we have 3 of these, and they are all in abundance of tomatoes, but they're all green with the exception of a couple on each plant. So there's one red one there, and there are 2 or 3 red ones there. So they're gradually starting to change colour, which is great. So hopefully they will actually keep on going. Shed, past the shed and up to the main plants. There's the clematis. We thought this was dead last year, but it isn't. It's actually grown and it's starting to bloom. I've no idea what sort of clematis it is, but it looks very pretty. So in the brassica cage we have had 5 cauliflowers from here, and we have had 4 or 5 cabbages, and the kale is, we're picking it and using it as needed. That's another cabbage that we'll make use of at some point. The French beans are flourishing, and as you can see, where are we? Is she? There we are. That's the size of the French beans. So I will pick some more of these today. And again, the tomatoes in the baskets, the hanging baskets. There's not many on this one at all, but it's the first time we've actually done hanging tomatoes, so we're learning. Down here are some more French beans, and we will pick those later on today with the other beans. The parsnips are doing very well. They're coming up. At the bottom they're starting to bulb up, only slightly, but they are starting to bulb up. So hopefully they will come into play later on in the winter time. The runner beans were late starters, very late in starting. As you can see, there are a few here. Quite nice beans ready to pick. They will go in the freezer and make it better for us winter. In this cage we have the carrots and 3 Brussels sprout plants. The carrots are doing very well in here. They are actually very coming into play. In the second brassica cage we have, that's it, some French beans. The French beans are the first ones that we planted. We've started to harvest these with the strawberries. The strawberries have done very well. They produce 1 or 2 strawberries at a time. So we just eat and pick those when we want them. These are some new French bean seeds that we put in. They're late ones, the same as the ones down the garden. So hopefully we'll get something out of those. Into the next part, we have, just knock that out. So into the next part we have the old pond, which we have dug with potatoes, and these are ready to harvest at some point. So we will do that hopefully over the next week or two. The main carrot bed is doing very well. We harvested a few carrots just to see what they were like, but we're going to leave these for a little while. So within that, if you can have a look down, can't see them, where are we? You can see it's starting to bulb at the bottom, and there are quite a few in here. The stick is just to let us know when I've planted which ones and when. We have another bed of potatoes, which again they have flowered, and we're going to be harvesting those in the next couple of weeks. Compost bin, as per normal, making use of our own garden waste and household waste. This was a transplanted squash. I believe it's a courgette, but I'm not too sure. It was transplanted from the other end of the garden, and it's still growing fine. This little one, it's not so good. So that will actually come into play. That looks like a butternut squash, or no, possibly a spaghetti squash. The potatoes along here are definitely ready for harvesting, so we'll do that at the weekend. Courgettes are doing very, very well. These are growing quite nicely. So there we go. So you can see there's the flower there. If I go in at this angle, hopefully. Oh, whoops a daisy. I can't even see. That's the size of the courgettes that we're looking at the moment. Possibly about 20 centimetres, and there are some more over here. So they are actually being used fresh, and I've also dehydrated a lot of those. We have then some yellow courgettes, which have been dehydrated and used at the same time. There seems to be something in there that shouldn't be. Oh, that's a funny looking one. We'll have a look at that later on. Then we have the spaghetti squash, which is just starting to, let's have a look underneath. No, these aren't the spaghetti squash. These are the mashed potato squash, which are, there we go. Move that flower. Let's try that one. There. So that's really, really good. That's the mashed potato squash, and then we have some more squashes here. That's basically the garden. Out of the garden this year, the most productive thing has been the beans and the other aspects. Oi! That's Edward, our dog, oh, my daughter's dog. So he's come to stay for a little while, and down the garden, this is what it looks like. So we have two brassica cages, well, three brassica cages, two that we can walk into, and one that we can't. We have to actually undo that. Also we have the white, over here we have the white beetroot, which were really good. So they have actually been used, and they are quite nice in soups and stews. Where are we? Where we got to? I don't want to play. There it is. Yeah, they look like a bit like a, I suppose a bit like a turnip, but they are actually white beetroot, and they taste very similar to red beetroot without the colour. And we have the spare carrots we've got there, nothing much into play, and that's basically it. So moving down this way, we have some more runner beans just on this one. They're gradually coming into place, so that'll be really good for the winter. So this is what it looks like on the top, and yeah, that's the garden. We tend to use all of our kitchen waste and our wastewater in the kitchen to save on water, and we have cardboard that we actually save ready for the compost to make sure it's green and brown with regards to nitrogen and other things. So everything that we do is done on a supposedly economical way. So that's our garden for this month, and hopefully that will make some sense to you as to where we're at with regards to producing food and preserving food and just maintaining sustainability as much as possible.